Steel City deal. New details on Nippon Steel's planned $3 billion investment in Northwest Indiana and what it means for a city born of iron and ambition. Mayor Eddie Melton is in studio.
A helmet insert that helps people who are deaf still do the activities they love gave birth to a business idea. We'll introduce you to a Butler grad starting her own company coming up in the business of health.
And how one Indiana college is helping reimagine its city's downtown through a $100 million revitalization effort. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and Liuna.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick. Gary, Indiana, a city that was literally built by steel. It was founded by U.S. Steel in 1906. And for more than a century, Gary Works, the largest integrated steel mill in the world, has shaped the economy, the identity, and lives of generations of Northwest Indiana families. Now, as Nippon Steel's acquisition of U.S. Steel moves forward, details of more than $3 billion in investment targeted for Northwest Indiana are beginning to emerge. This week, Nippon North America CEO Hiroshi Ono addressed a packed house at the Japan-America Society of Indiana's annual gala, confirming that Gary Works will see the largest share of some $11 billion targeted for U.S. Steel facilities nationwide. It's a number that has grabbed the attention of people like Governor Mike Braun.
This, among other things going on up there, convention center, I think this is maybe that threshold point where with all that's happening there, we start to see how Gary can make a comeback.
So what will it mean for jobs, growth, and Gary's future? Here with some answers, pleased to be joined as always by Mayor Eddie Melton. And Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you heard the mayor talk about a tipping point. I was in Gary a few weeks ago and we talked about the same thing. How is this a tipping point? What do you think it is, that tipping point for Gary?
When you think about a city that was built on steel and the industry and the significance, not just in Northwest Indiana, but around the nation, it's extremely important that the steel industry continues to flourish. And the investment from Nippon of $3 billion just in Gary alone is going to be a tremendous shot in the arm in our economy.
What were you concerned, or what was the concern if this deal did not happen? What was your concern?
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of speculations, but I think it was very clear when the CEO of U.S. Steel made a comment September of 2024 that if this investment did not happen, there could be inevitable plant closures.
Talk about the impact potential. It's just beginning to come out, but they're already advertising for jobs.
No,
right?
absolutely. They're advertising for jobs, but again, if that deal did not go through, I mean, the economic impact would be a tragedy.
Let's talk about some momentum there, because this obviously a major deal and a major element of what's going on in the region and in Gary, but you've got a new convention center, Lake County Convention Center, the casino, an emerging entertainment district. Talk about the momentum you're seeing in Gary.
Well, as you know, I was state senator for 2 terms here in Indianapolis in General Assembly. Senate Bill 434 was a bill that I passed my last session, and it provides funding for us to have matching dollars, $5 million for the next 20 years, which will be partnering with the Hard Rock Casino in the city of Gary to build a $140 million convention center. That's going to be a catalyst right on 8094, one of the most busiest highways in North America. 300,000 cars a day. So building off of that with a brand new hotel and 2 additional hotels that a private developer will be building as well.
Blocking and tackling bread and butter issues, blight elimination. Gary's had some challenging times over the last couple of decades. A lot of indications things are turning around, including this blight elimination.
No, absolutely. I hate to have to talk about blight elimination, but it's a reality. But the truth of the matter is the city couldn't do it alone. We're partnering with the state of Indiana and a lot of philanthropic partners that's providing us the funding. Hard Rock gave us $3 million. The state of Indiana is putting $6 million up. The city of Gary investing in it. So tearing down abandoned blighted structures to make downtown a site-ready location for future development.
Got to talk about a couple of quality of life issues as well as we wrap up. The Gary Air Show happened a couple of weeks ago, and next weekend, the weekend ahead, Michael Jackson, a tribute there, the famous family and Michael Jackson, a big event coming up.
Listen, the air show was phenomenal. Luckily, we did not get rained out. For the past 2 or 3 years, it's been getting rained out. Beautiful event. We had close to 250,000 people right in the city of Gary, on Lake Michigan at the Miller Beach community. So it was truly an opportunity to celebrate on the heels of going into the Gary Chicago Air Show. So again, the Gary Chicago Airport, a phenomenal asset in the region, and we're able to highlight it then. But next weekend we have the 2300 Jackson Street Block Party. We're extremely proud to be the home of Michael Jackson, one of the world's most famous individuals, but not just Michael, the entire Jackson family. We have members of the family, Marlon Jackson, Jackie Jackson, that will be coming into town, celebrating with us. Grammy Award winning artist Denise Williams, who was just here in Indianapolis for Black Expo, born and raised in Gary. 4-time Grammy Award winning artist, she'll be there as well, and Chris Tucker. And we'll be celebrating Michael's birthday as well as honoring the family.
Gary, Mayor Eddie Melton, thanks for joining us. A lot going on in Gary. I know you'll keep us posted.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, up next, it's being viewed as a game changer for the city's convention and tourism business here in Indianapolis. We'll give you an inside look at how a major hotel and convention center project is beginning to change the Indianapolis skyline.
Here's what's making news around Indiana. Brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors. The neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
We hope that it serves as an entry point for people to come back, for people to invest, for people to view Indianapolis as really the destination that it is.
Well, it is being viewed as a transformational project in downtown Indianapolis, and it is halfway complete. The 38-story Signia by Hilton will bring 800 additional rooms to the state's convention and business center. You can see it's changing already. The skyline in downtown Indy will add to the hotel sector, the JW Marriott nearby, the Hyatt Regency also in the picture. In addition to those 800 rooms, the state's largest ballroom is part of the project. It is all part of more than $700 million in investment that includes another expansion of the Indiana Convention Center, which will connect to the Signia by Skywalk. Well, this week we got an inside look at the hotel, which is expected to be a cornerstone for Indy's convention and hospitality industry. It's already been used to secure commitments from major conventions like Gen Con and the National FFA.
We've already retained about $1.5 billion of tourism related to business. We've already attracted about $1.5 billion in tourism related business. So not a day goes by that Visit Indy's not selling this project, talking about this project, and touring people in and around the project.
The hotel expected to open in the fall of 2026. Well, Google's plan to build a $1 billion data center in Indianapolis is moving forward. The City Commission voted 8-1 to rezone land that is currently used for agriculture. The City County Council must still give final approval. Construction could start by the end of this year. Google is currently building a $2 billion data center at campus in Fort Wayne. Well, in Columbus, 13 new temporary art installations are really honoring the city's rich architecture history. Exhibit Columbus now in its 5th cycle, bringing bright colors and new life to the city's downtown. Designers and architects from all over the country worked on each installation there. For the first time, the city is partnering with hotels for special offers to help drive tourism. From a life-size dollhouse to a purple pool, each piece is designed to spark creativity and interaction.
Many of them are in direct response to some of Columbus's significant architectural sites. So it's really interesting to see how the designers were inspired by those sites and engaged with the community to hear about how the community uses the space or how they would like to use the space.
The installations will be in place until the end of November, and there is no cost to enjoy. Well, Greenfield-based Photon Automation is expanding with a new division. The company announcing it will provide contract manufacturing and development services for the battery and energy storage industry. Photon currently has 43 employees in Greenfield and says it's prepared to add more jobs as the new division grows. Well, as the summer season comes to an end, work on the Wells County Community Aquatic Park is just beginning. Nearly $1.3 million has been raised for a project that will feature a pool that can accommodate up to 750 people, pickleball courts, an ADA accessible playground, and outdoor pavilion are also part of that major project. Well, it surpassed all expectations. That's how Mayor Scott Willis described last weekend's Live Golf event at Westfield's Club at Chatham Hills. And the numbers would seem to back that up. More than 60,000 attended the three-day event, the most ever for a Live event in the U.S., with more than a dozen countries represented. Westfield area businesses also received an economic shot in the arm, projected to be as much as $30 million heading into the event. And Liv was impressed, announcing the tournament will return to Westfield next August. Coming up next in the business of health, a Butler grad is on a mission to help her brother and others enjoy the activities they love while protecting an important device. How a young entrepreneur is planning to bring deaf lids to market.
That implant would sit here, and so those moldable foam pieces would protect the outside of the implant.
A Butler University grad and Indiana Orr fellow has invented a way to adapt helmets for people with cochlear implants, solving a major problem for the deaf community. The insert is the first of its kind, and she has the patent to prove it. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with more. Kylie.
Well, thank you, Gary. When doing activities like bike riding, just to name one, people with cochlear implants have faced a problem. A helmet presses on their implant and can damage it. So many take off their device, but now they can't hear. It's a problem Ellie Howe believes she's solved.
A cochlear implant can be life-changing for someone who's deaf, but also a hassle when wearing a helmet, an issue Ellie understands firsthand. Her brother, Bart, has had a cochlear implant since he was a kid.
Bart's really active. He skateboards, he skis, he snowboards, he does all of those activities.
But he takes off the implant to wear a helmet because the helmet can damage the delicate device. Her solution is a modular foam insert that could be added to an existing helmet.
So it could be put in a ski helmet, could be put in a bike helmet. And then you think about all of the different activities that people do with helmets. So football, lacrosse, then you even think about construction helmets.
A Butler business alum, Ellie worked on deaf lids throughout college and earned a patent just weeks before graduating this spring. Her mission now, move it to market.
So the idea is that we would send a moldable foam, kind of like a Play-Doh, something like that. And so you're actually able to press that on the side of your own or your child's head to figure out where it is on your head. When you send that mold to us, we're able to scan it and understand where it's at on your head, where to put the moldable foam pieces.
As an Indiana Orr fellow, Ellie has a normal 9-to-5, and this is her passion project.
And these would be thicker just to be in line with the rest of the foam and the protection.
Testing and licensing deaf lids are next on this entrepreneur's agenda.
There's kind of two avenues with licensing that I foresee, is going to a helmet company and saying, hey, you could be the first helmet company to do this, license it, and you could add it into your helmet, or go to medical companies and say, hey, this is something, could we get this potentially insured?
Shh. Support from the deaf community has inspired each step of deaf lids and lessons learned from her little brother.
He's doing all the sports, he's doing all this, and it's something that he has lived with and he's never let it affect him. And so I think building something for him has been really meaningful, and I think that's also been a big catalyst of continuing. I'm just excited for this community to have their moment to shine, and to use it is what I'm excited about.
And Ellie studied entrepreneurship at Butler, which helped grow her idea. She also won runner-up at the Big East Startup Challenge. And a special delivery in the tri-state. Ascension St. Vincent Evansville is celebrating the completion of a $17 million renovation of the hospital for women and children. The project includes a complete transformation of the hospital's third floor, improving the OB emergency department, labor and delivery rooms, postpartum, and mother and baby wings. The revamp also adds 6 family suites. This is the first major update since the hospital opened 25 years ago.
Big project indeed in Evansville. Back to the Butler entrepreneur, Ellie. You mentioned she was a graduate of the Orr Fellowship program, which is an amazing program.
That's right. So it's an early college, early career program. The first 2 years out of college, they place you with an Indiana company. She says without that Orr Fellowship, although that's her full-time job, this is her side hustle doing the venture. She says without the Orr Fellowship, she never would be where she is today with the networking, the guidance. You know, the entrepreneurial spirit with the Orr Fellowship is great for her.
No question, and it's had a real impact.
That's right.
Thanks, Kylie.
Yep.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, healthcare education is getting a boost in Northeast Indiana through a partnership between Marion Health and Ivy Tech Community College. The new Marion Health Nursing Simulation Lab features high-tech simulation experiences and hands-on training opportunities. Marion Health gave $410,000 toward the project, which also includes a new degree program. Well, Earlham College has been part of life in Richmond since 1859. And after decades of challenges and change, the city is looking towards its next chapter. And once again, Earlham is part of the plan.
It's an amount of money that this community has not seen injected at one time ever in its history.
Revitalize Richmond is a 5-year, $100 million initiative that aims to transform this eastern Indiana city. Plans call for a makerspace, expanded transit and pedestrian pathways, and historic preservation of downtown buildings.
If you're ever going to draw a map of the state of Indiana, make sure to put Richmond on it from now on. We're here, we're back. This is going to be one of the next major cities in Indiana, and it's going to start downtown.
Earlham College and several community partners are leading the charge, including the city's new director of small business success.
I want to bring back the vibrancy. There is a ton of energy in our community. You can feel it. It's palpable. I just can't wait to see what this place looks like in 4 years. I don't think it'll be recognizable compared to what we look like today.
$30 million is going towards restoring 5 historic buildings along Main Street. The makeover includes adding 100 market-rate apartments and renovated commercial space.
Young professionals are going to have new options for living. Empty nesters are going to have new options. So we're really trying to make this initiative very inclusive of multiple different audiences.
Lilly Endowment awarded $25 million to Earlham as part of its College and Community Collaboration Initiative. It's designed to encourage colleges and universities around the state to work with local stakeholders.
When we wanted to take advantage of this opportunity, we brought in all of those community partners that have been doing this work for a very long time. It's something the college's relationship with the community has waxed and waned over the years. We're a huge economic driver. We bring hundreds of people to the community, both as students and as faculty members, to engage, to live here. And so we want to be a part of the revitalization and just the overall efforts across the community, even outside of downtown.
Earlham students are also involved, and the college hopes this massive effort will bring in new students and keep more graduates in the community.
We want to help those college graduates see that Richmond is a viable and exciting place to build their life after graduation. Revitalize Richmond is just a portion of that, but it is a big piece.
Lots going on in Richmond. There are about a dozen projects that fall under the Revitalize Richmond initiative, and the goal is to have all of them complete by 2028. Well, when we come back.
I'm Brittany Smith with Yelp, and this week we've rounded up 5 hot new eateries like this spot here at Macizo Restaurant to check out across the state.
Welcome back. Well, several new restaurants have opened recently around the state and are rising stars in Yelp reviews. Brittany Smith shares some of the top menu items in this month's Trendy Indiana.
Thanks, Gary. Well, if you're always on the hunt for new restaurants to explore, this week's roundup is for you. We're spotlighting 5 food and drink businesses throughout the state that have opened up in the past year and are getting rave reviews on Yelp. And we're kicking things off right here at Macizo Restaurant on the northwest side of Indy. Diners can't get enough of the Peruvian Mexican flavors that are married on the menu, as well as the cozy atmosphere that you can see all around me. The dishes that really stand out here on their menu are their mole enchiladas, their ube horchata, as well as the sope criolla and their homemade sourdough, not to mention that they have a fabulous happy hour. The owners give you such wonderful hospitality and warmth the minute you walk in the door, and that's why folks keep coming back for more. Our next stop on the list is Suit Korean Eatery in Kokomo, Indiana. Kokomo is expected to see a significant influx in their Korean population due to the new battery plant being built by Energy Star. Suit is a new Korean eatery redefining downtown Kokomo's dining scene with its modern industrial look and upbeat K-pop soundtrack. The Korean fried chicken sandwich is a crowd favorite, while customers and eaters are really digging into the bulgogi fries, house-made kimchi, and soju lemonades to make it a full experience. Suit's fun, creative menu is quickly turning into Kokomo's go-to spot for something deliciously different. Next up, we're heading to Rune in Fort Wayne, which opened in early 2024. It's earned a devoted following for its innovative and approachable menu. It's housed in a beautifully restored brick building with tin ceilings and an intimate, inviting atmosphere. It's the kind of place that feels both cozy and special at the same time. Standout dishes on the menu include their crispy, creamy kimchi fritters and citrus agave sauce and perfectly executed duck confit with frites. The menu blends seasonal, elevated comfort food with unexpected touches. From lion's mane mushrooms and rutabaga puree and poached egg and celery to root rarebit, their menu has options that are unlike anything you've tasted before. Handcrafted cocktails and a thoughtful wine list round out the experience. Next up, we're heading to Noblesville for Chapter Book Lounge. It's Noblesville's newest hangout and opened within the last year and has already written its own success story. This whimsical book-themed lounge is relaxed and features shelves lined with classics and comfy seating that invites guests to stay for hours. Sip on a craft cocktail like their famous espresso martini and snack on charcuterie boards surrounded by an inviting atmosphere. The comfy setting is drawing locals for occasions big and small. Next up, we're heading to Cherville for Tal, which is an Indian eatery making waves with its colorful, family-run space that pays homage to the flavors of Punjab. The menu is loaded with shareable thalis and tempting pani puri and standout dishes like their paneer tikka, just a taste of all the wonderful things on their menu. With friendly prices and outstanding hospitality and generous portions, Tal is quickly becoming a new favorite for families, vegetarians, and anyone craving true Indian homestyle cooking. We hope this roundup of 5 new restaurants gives you some fun spots to add to your bucket list for date nights or evenings with friends. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks, Brittany. And some breaking news this week from Yelp. Lucas Oil Stadium just named among the top 10 best stadiums in the country for game day eats. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.